Awesome. So, hi everyone, welcome to day 2 of Queen Branding Week. Let me just double check that we are live.
Yeah, I see you.
You see it, you see it. Okay, awesome. So anyone who's watching live, send us some hearts, send us some likes. If you're watching the replay, let us know in the comments below. I'm back with Erica Eaton, the incredible brand strategist from Vivier Creative down in New York. I'm coming to you live from Montreal. And for those of you who haven't seen the yesterday's training, go and dive in and watch the replay, because that's all the juicy mindset that you need to bring to your work, to your branding, to getting your message out there, that basically without that, you're pretty much not going anywhere fast. So don't miss out on that. The replays are going to be left up for a limited time. And I also wanted to remind you of the competition that we're running. We're giving away 2 places in our Brand and Thrive Mastermind, which is valued at $900 US. It's a 3-month intensive support program to help you with the mindset and everything you need to know to get your branding and your authentic message out there to your audience, to grow your audience and attract the clients that are going to love so much to work with you. So that's it from me. I'm going to hand over to Erica, and she's going to take you through some really valuable branding points that you need to consider, and that, just so that you have an awareness of what you should or shouldn't be doing in your branding. Super valuable. Grab a notepad and pen, give yourself this time, make the most of this. And if you have any questions or comments, just leave them below, and I'll hand it over to you now. Thanks, Erica.
Thank you. Hey, everyone. Okay, great. Hey, everybody. I'm so happy to get on here and start talking about branding made simple, because me as a brand strategist and website designer, I have so much knowledge to give out to you guys, but, I don't want to overwhelm you with anything. So I just want to sit here and talk about some good key points that, when we're starting out our brand, or if you already have a brand and, you're looking to revamp it, or how do I become more established? How do I get my target audience, to convert more with me? And I'm here to discuss that with you. So I guess, let's just dive right in. And branding is so important in your business. It's just your virtual identity, and not even if you're not on the computer either, and your business is based in person in your hometown and whatnot, just your overall look and feel is, how are you attracting your audience? How are we getting these people in? And how are, you making your business convert? And branding is so important with that, and asserting your identity and making you look established. So I want to discuss, some key points right now, just to give you a briefing on, instead of overwhelming you with stuff, let's give you a briefing on how we can get you, on the right path. So if you've already started your business, or you're planning to take the leap soon, I'm sure there's been a point where you have most likely become overwhelmed by that huge to-do list of things to complete before launching it or relaunching. So, it's so exciting launching your own brand, but sometimes, we don't really know where to start with that, because again, you could come up with lists and lists of things, and you're looking at this and this is like, holy crap, this is so overwhelming. Where do I start? What do I do? I have this to do, that to do. I could spend hours and hours and hours, and I don't have the time for it, because I want to do what I do best, and that's my, my business. So I want to get on today, provide that checklist, of a few basic necessities for you creative entrepreneurs. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, get excited about diving into the vision behind your brand, seeing it carry through in a visual way. So first things, clarify the vision behind your brand. You may be eager to get going on your new business, or to just, you want it to happen overnight, that relaunch, but it's so crucial that you understand the vision behind it. Now, this is where we have to put thought into the spark behind your endeavor, and, define why you started this business, or, why you are just now starting it. Most likely, your vision drives from passion to help others pursue their dreams. So for me, I have that hunger to work with creative entrepreneurs, established businesses. I'm very broad in my business. I kind of just want to help everyone, but especially ones that are just starting out, and to the women that are quite established, but they're looking for that, that fresh new, relaunch. And, I want my clients, like, to feel like my friends, to, I want to create those unique brand identities and websites that take them to the next level. That's for me. And, once I understood my true vision with it, the rest, just kind of fell into place. So, once you really have it clear and you define, what your vision is, who you want to help, how you want to serve them, how you're going to serve them, then, it's more so getting into, that's putting it together. What is, let's define your niche. And this is so important with branding, because you can't go out there and say, this is I'm a life coach. Well, who, what kind of life coach are you? Who do you want to help? Who are you targeting? Are you targeting that stay-at-home mom? Or are you trying to do, life coaching for relationships? There's so many things that you could factor in. So, let's define your niche here. Most likely, once you understand, the vision behind your brand, you stumble to this list of who you want your ideal clients to be, like I kind of just said. So, the people, companies, or organizations, like, who do you just love to work with? Who do you want to work with? Who do you want to help? Try to get yourself as specific as possible. And when I first started out with my business, it was I do go very broad, but I actually did take some time. A couple of times I did this to, I felt like I kept coming back to it, defining who my target audience was. But I wrote out a list. I wrote out what I like to do, what are my hobbies, and just even aside from what my business is, just what I like, which is, I'm all about the outdoors. I love surfing. I love being by the beach. I love doing things actively. I love fitness. And that's what I like, aside from my graphic stuff. But then it was like, wait, this is kind of coming together. Like, I love travel and I love beach and fitness. I would love to help out. There's fitness coaches. I like helping out travel agents. And I kind of put that together, and I was like, all right, these are two target audiences that I would like to reach out to. So writing that list, kind of putting together what you like as yourself and incorporating that into your business comes a long way. And it's just, I love these people. I've worked with so many clients like that, and I just absolutely love it. But then, I decided to wait, there's so many more that I could help. And as I'm doing this, I'm seeing other people pop up, and I enjoy going into other areas. So I took out my list and I wrote things again, who would I like to help? What am I seeing even out in the real world that I see people struggling with? And, even in my area, it's a big, I live in a beach town, so real estate is very huge. It's more so a vacation town that I live in. And I realized that helping out real estate agents and investors, and I have done some business coaches, I've enjoyed this so much. So I added that to my list. But trying to get specific as you can in defining what your niche is, this will help you craft content that speaks to your ideal client, that in turn attracts them to your business. So not only do you begin attracting that, a curated client base, you're also getting to work on projects that you enjoy. So, it's kind of like a win-win here. But yeah, so once you have, your niche defined, it's time to dive into the visual parts of it. So that is your logos, what your color scheme is, your fonts, everything that kind of brings your brand together and brings it that visual aspect. So, now that we've defined the purpose behind the brand, let's put a face to your business. And this is the fun part, but it might be a little bit stressful, but this is, really where it comes to life. And, it's setting up and where you finally get to see everything come together in that visual way. But brand, it is more than just a logo. The logo is at the core of your brand identity. In order for your logo to be effective, I say this to my clients all the time. It needs to be fresh, it needs to be concise, and it needs to be uniquely you, but it also needs to be, what your target audience is attracted to. You don't want to cut corners here or save pennies. And, your logo will have a permanent home in your brand, and it's how people identify you. So it's best, start out on the right note, hire a quality designer, I see people all the time that, they try to do the branding, and hey, if you're not into that and you just you don't want to have to deal with the headache of it, go invest in somebody. It will save you so much time. It'll save you the headache. And, they're here to craft for you what you want and how you want your look to be. And so with that, you can focus on what you do best, and that's your business, and start, preparing for yourself to launch or to relaunch. And then, yeah, once, with the logos, I always like to say something that's, obviously this is so important with branding. It's your font and your colors. You want that consistency with your brand, and it's permanent to stick, or excuse me, not permanent. You want to stick to a brand guideline. This is including everything from your colors, your fonts, how you're using your typography, overall, again, putting that whole virtual identity, bringing it all together. And, if this is something where you're designing, I don't know, you have a blog, or a contract for clients, or a presentation that you're putting together to hand out, it's best to have that consistent brand identity instead of just sending out documents, sending out those freebies that look different all the time. You want it to be consistent in a sense. Following that consistent design, you're establishing yourself as a professional in your field, and you want your clientele to take you seriously. I'm in these communities, and I love working with coaches, and I love talking to them, the life coaches, the health coaches. And, I see people that are just starting out in those industries as well, and they kind of jump all over the place. And then they are writing posts by, oh, I'm struggling. How does this happen? Like, how is it true that these people are doing 5-figure months? And, how are these coaches millionaires now? But it's by them showing up and being consistent with their brand, and they're keeping a theme with everything. So that's so important to remember. I love to tell people that, especially, it's your brand. Keep your branding consistent. But yeah, and then moving into your website. So here's a big part of it. A lot of businesses, I feel, they skip this step where they feel that's not necessary, or some do they jump right into it first off, when this isn't the first step you should be taking. I get it. It's tempting to build an online presence and as soon as possible, but it's best to not take shortcuts if you want to build your brand with intention. These days, a website, it's your best marketing tool. It establishes you as a professional. It gives immediate validity to your business. And, I know when I'm searching for, businesses or things that I need, like, if I need a photographer in my area, or I need to make a dentist appointment, I need to go search for, so I need to go to a wedding next week and I need to find something to wear. I start my search online. It's the first thing I think of, and it's really the first thing that majority of people think of. I mean, we're always on our phones now. We're in a social media, we're in a virtual world now, and everything is phones, computers, tablets, whatnot. If I come across a website that doesn't have many functions, I don't know how to navigate through it. If it's not mobile optimized, I completely rule them out because it's hard for me to locate them. I don't feel like searching through pages and pages. I'm going to go find the next best thing. And, unfortunately, I kind of rule them out as professionals in their field. I'm not taking them seriously, and either their audience isn't taking them seriously. Having that website and that online identity, it's so important, and it's such a great investment for your brand. And, it's so nice to always have, because things are always changing. Our social medias are always changing. Instagram's constantly, Facebook's constantly. But for someone to always go back to, that website is yours. You'll always have that. That's not changing. That's your home base, and that's how people identify you. It's so important to have that with your brand. Trying to learn design principles, design programs, image sizing, file types, etc. It's, it's costing you money in the form of your time. And it's costing a lot of it, especially if you wind up making errors along the way and need to redo work later. And then it's like, I don't have the time to do that work. There's so many other elements to building your brand and as maintaining it as your business grows. But these points that I just gave out to you, they will definitely get you on the right foot. I'm looking at the comments now too. What Sarah said, consistency, it is so key. Be consistent, show up. I'm a big I mean, obviously, yes, we're in a virtual world, but I still write. I am always writing out my task. I have so many journals. I have so many calendars that I'm writing, and keeping myself organized with. But it's just, showing up and keeping yourself organized and, going through the motions and the steps will totally, help that brand, thrive. And, with your branding, showcase your personality. I'm jumping back a little bit right now, but showcasing your personality, it really gives you a leading edge over your competition, being authentic. Yes, you want to attract your target audience too. And absolutely, as a branding strategist, I say to them, listen, stay true to yourself, but you also have to understand it can't all fully be about you. You're here to help your target audience. So you need to put together a brand that, yes, you love, but your target audience loves as well. And it gives you that leading edge over your competition. And it's not just a logo. It's not just a website or a business card. Your brand, it's a feeling, an experience, and it's a connection with your audience. And it's how your audience is enticed by your business and what draws them in and what keeps them coming back. And these are so important to, factor in, especially with this video today too. I know I'm giving you guys so much information. So if you have time, try and circle back and write these things out, because it'll definitely help you in the future and when you're ready to launch and whatnot. But let me see real quick. Okay. Yeah. So, and again, I'm going to kind of I have this little checklist that I've written out for myself, and I'm going to kind of share this with you and speak to you on this, that, just quick little bullets on your personal branding. And we're kind of going back a tiny bit from everything I just pointed out. So, here's another thing to, keeping to consideration is stating your goals. What's your immediate goal? Attracting your clients, getting ahead at work, growing your business, demonstrating, your expertise and showcasing your work and how you can help and whatnot. So that's, put your goals out there. I love writing this. It's so, at the beginning of every month, I write out my goals and how I want to crush them. And then it's great because, I love circling back at the end of the month and seeing okay, I got this done, got that done, and got this done. But, oh wait, I missed 2 other things. So I'm going to add that to next month again and try my hardest to crush them because I didn't surpass that last month. So getting your goals down straight, setting your intentions, especially, when Sarah spoke yesterday, it's all about your mindset to get your head in the right place and, see wherever your business will take you because it's so incredible. And yeah, so, defining when you get your target audience down, who are you reaching out to? Networking, it's so important. I love these Facebook communities because it helps me network with so many people, get other ideas, and then, you get the creative juices flowing. And even attending, networking events in your local area, it's great to do that too for getting ideas and, also, talking about your business with them. So on top of that, it's, assessing the competition. And it's whether you're doing that out again, in your hometown, or you're doing it virtually. Identifying 3 to, a few individuals in your industry that you think have a strong brand. I love looking at this because it's, especially as designers, creativity, it's always changing with me. So for you too, depending on what your brand is, it doesn't matter, but, look around, look out in, the virtual world or, at home, see a couple of strong brands that you love, that you kind of not so much want to be exactly like, because I don't like saying, you have to be true to you and have to be you, but think people that you admire, search them and then ask yourself a few things, what are they using? What platforms are they on? What are they using? How does their website look? How does their brand look? Everything, their identity, their colors. How does that make you feel? Who are they engaging with is important as well, because, you want to reach out to that same audience too. If it's somebody that you admire, you want to, see how are they doing things? What could they be doing better too? So that's a great takeaway is, what is somebody that you admire? What could they be doing better? And it's kind of for you to, take that into for yourself and how you can be better and show up in your brand. And, what areas are you seeing from them that are at a disadvantage for you, and how can you shift yourself into being, that strong suit in your business and in your brand. And then, yeah, with choosing your platforms as well, like I was saying, your website's important, your social media. Are we, what platforms are we doing? Are we reaching out on LinkedIn? Are you reaching out in these Facebook communities? Are you going out around your hometown and, reaching out at events and whatnot? Even some people use Twitter. I've heard that that's an incredible thing to use. I have not dove into that yet. And then Pinterest. Pinterest is such a great platform that, to have your brand and your business thrive, and people are seeing it constantly. So really putting yourself out there and knowing what platforms are right is a great way for you to stay organized and to stay consistent. And planning your content. I mean, even for me, I'm a designer, but I'm still planning my content. I still plan what I want to say to people. I plan things on my social media. It's, you want your, the content, the question, that these will help you define your brand. Be sure, I love writing things down for myself too, is, what are topics that you want to focus on this week or this month? I love doing things for the month, and then I also do weekly, writing and getting myself prepared for the week. So what topics do you want to focus on with your content this week? I love changing it up. I love talking about new things. How am I going to serve you this week? So, and then other thing, like what are some strengths that you can discuss, and what are some of your skills that, you can talk about that are new this week? Find things that describe your personality, and, what's your writing style? Like, how would this best fit your audience, But yeah, so, overall, with everything I've just been talking about, I hope that this was useful. And personal branding, there's so much to it. And I know I gave you guys so much information, but, overall, being consistent, showing up, being organized. Oh my God, I can't get over how important that is. Just get yourself in a nice flow, and your business will flow right with you. But yeah, and if there's any questions, please reach back out to me. You can send me a message, write a message in here. I would love to answer them. And, keep going on. We're on day 2. It's going amazing. And, this is kind of just, I know I gave you guys so much just now, but this is still kind of a sneak peek to everything that we're going to be doing in our masterclass soon with me and Sarah. And we're going to dive into things way more heavily and, not overwhelming, but, definitely keeping just giving you that content and giving it to you, in the way that we, for you to thrive in your brand. And keep showing up, and, we're here to help, and we're here to see you guys succeed. And we're just so excited that, thank you for being on here and being a part of it. So yeah, if any questions, please reach out. And I know I summed up a lot, but I think we're just about set for the day. Let me see if I can. All right.